wedding guests. It's time again for Once More with Feelings. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Beth. And we are an emotional journey podcast. We watch the movies, we talk about the movies, and sometimes we rip them apart. Sometimes we croon about how great they are. But we're going to talk about our feelings and how they may relate and the feelings that we get from the movies themselves.
This week we are talking about My Best Friend's Wedding, starring Julia Roberts, Cameron Diaz, Dermot Mulroney, and Rupert Everett. This is a 1997 movie by P.J. Hogan, directed by P.J. Hogan.
The IMDb summary is, when a woman's longtime friend reveals he's engaged, she realizes she loves him herself and sets out to get him, with only days before the wedding. That's it.
Yeah,
It's succinct.
Yeah, pretty much what it is. What it says on the tin.
You can always count on IMDb to give you the succinct description. So right away, let's set the tone for the movie. Setting the tone for the movie means mentioning the title piece.
Yes.
That is?
Dusty Springfield's.
It's Dusty Springfield's, but it's not Dusty
It's not her
Springfield
singing it, no.
It is Annie DeFranco singing.
Oh.
Wishin and Hopin.
I didn't realize it was Annie DeFranco singing it.
Yeah.
I knew it was not Dusty, that's all.
Right. And the actress is
Jennifer Garrett.
And she is not singing it. She is mimicking along with Annie DeFranco's dulcet tones.
Yes. And with this pink garish background done with a very 60s upper crust type of vibe. And it kind of gives me, in Crybaby, the rich, the elites, people, I can't remember what they were called. But yeah, that's what I got from that scene.
So I'm not really sure exactly why they did this particular scene. It's always kind of confused me. It sets the tone, and that's fine. Mm-hmm. But using Jennifer Garrett, who is pretty, perky, and just adorable, is not in the movie.
No, but I get what they're doing with that song. So
I kind of was hoping that it would be
more.
Well, it'd be the person who's getting married actually doing this.
That would have been cool if it was Cameron Diaz, because it's not like she had to sing.
Her character, yes. That would have been nice, because that's her, maybe her dreams and hopes.
Yes. Well, so the song itself is actually a very feminist song. You have to do something if you want something. And hoping and wishing and praying that his loving will start won't get him into your heart. So you have to, go out there and prove, So, but they're doing...
Is that feminist, or is that
I don't know if
manipulative?
It might have been considered feminist for the 60s, because I do believe Dusty was quite a feminist. She was a lesbian in a time where that was like so taboo, and you didn't talk about that shit. So I want to believe that it was, in her eyes, a feminist take on, if you love somebody, sitting back and just hoping it's going to happen is not, because love, it does work both ways. It is a work for two people together in a relationship. So just sitting there and just hoping that maybe he's going to notice me and then he's going to love me,
So are you saying that this is more of...
It's almost like a window into the movie, like a foreshadowing of sorts.
So it's more like Julianne's id, maybe?
Maybe.
That maybe this is...
If I don't say anything...
What she should be doing, instead of this being Cameron Diaz's her character, not
Kimberly,
Diaz, but Kimberly. Kimmy Wallace.
Kimmy Wallace. And also, but it has like this dichotomous aspect of it where you're looking at this very 60s, 50s, 60s-ish, like early 60s look about how they're dressed, how they're presented, how their dance movements. The hairstyles.
Yes. It's all very evocative of the women's groups and the singing groups, the doo-wop type of situation.
And in that time period, women tended to get married in college and then not go back and get their degree.
Well, as we know,
And that
many women go to college and they never say what their degree is because it didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
They were just going to become homemakers, right?
They were looking for a husband while in college. And kind of, with Kimmy's character, we find out super early that she's leaving school and she's not going back because this was a decision that they had made. And so this is, again, it's a foreshadowing window. You're getting this, because otherwise the time period doesn't even match the movie.
Well, we just dove right in to the whole thing, but let's pause a moment here, and we'll go back to it right after this.
Yes.
How did you feel when you first saw the movie?
I enjoyed it, but I also didn't see it for what it really was. And we will obviously, and I think that's my catchphrase, as I say that all the time, is we'll get into that later on. But I didn't see the problems in it, but I think it's because, let's see, 1997, I was quite young. And I was, still living in that fairy tale that, if I hope that somebody is going to be a better person, then they will be a better person. And, that doesn't work. And being a better person for other people does not make them better people. I enjoyed it, but I didn't understand it.
Sure, but how did you feel?
I felt, hopeful. It was I really wanted her to get Michael. I wanted her to have the happy ending. I kind of secretly hoped that maybe even George was, not really fully gay, because I was very myopic and young and not understanding of how people actually work. So I felt very hopeful, really. It made me feel that way. I'm really bad about explaining. I know we're a feelings podcast, and I really don't know how to explain how I feel about things.
Well, I think it's difficult any time someone's trying to dredge up their emotions and actually define those emotions.
Because I have to explain who I was then.
But that's the whole point of this podcast, is to delve into the emotions of things. And that means doing things that are difficult and sometimes embarrassing or sometimes silly.
Oh, yeah. Especially because now looking at this movie, I go, what the hell? How did I miss half of this shit?
Well, I missed a lot of it too. Mm-hmm. So when I first saw this, of course, I did what was expected. The emotional attachment to the protagonist, or who you think is the protagonist. Juliana was the woman that you wanted to win.
Yeah.
You wanted her to win because I don't know why. I don't know why I wanted her to win, because she was tough at first, but then you see that it's not that she's tough. She's emotionally withdrawn.
I think it's the Julia Roberts aspect of it. We love, as a world, we love Julia Roberts. She has endearing characters. I mean, if you don't love her character in Steel Magnolias, you don't have a heart. I mean, it breaks mine just even thinking about.
Or cry for her in Notting Hill.
Oh God, in Notting Hill, even in Pretty Woman. I mean, her characters are deep. Runaway Bride even has a very endearing character. Of course, I could be misremembering. It's been a few years.
I think we may have misremembered this movie as well.
So I did the same thing. I knew what the premise was, but I wanted her to win. And nothing against Cameron Diaz's character, but I didn't want her to win.
But see, that's the whole thing about perspective. Mm-hmm. It's because when we had a perspective back then, when you're younger, you start looking in these very simplistic terms of what those emotions may be. You have love, you have hate, you have anger, you have forgiveness. Mm-hmm. And you want Julianne to be in love. You want her to be connected. You want her and him to be together. And you don't want that other person in the way of that, which is Kimmy. Mm-hmm. But the problem is, it's not Julianne's movie.
It's not. No, it's Kimmy's movie.
It's Kimmy's. And unfortunately, as we'll see as we progress, this isn't even Kimmy's movie.
No.
So
I think, though, it does have to do with your age, because when you're younger, you see Julianne and you're like, it's the love. It's it's unrequited. I mean, he loves her, but she doesn't realize that it's not the same kind of love. And you want her to have that love, and you want to see Kimmy as that bad guy. But now looking at it, I feel horrible for Kimmy because I see her embarrassment at karaoke, and I know that feeling.
Oh, that jittery terror that she exposes that so well that I'm like, she must have done this, and she truly felt that way at some point. Or she's just an amazing. Well, she can be both.
Yeah, and her heartbreak at him wanting her to quit school, or even thinking that she wanted him to quit his job. She gives up so much for him, and honestly, that breaks my heart too.
The sticking point for me is the giving up of your career.
We talked about
so that someone else can do something. It's like, why can't she do this and still be? She has to give something up to prove how much she loves him, but he gives nothing up.
Exactly. He keeps his best friend, who obviously loves him,
and he doesn't give up his job at all. Mm-hmm. In fact, that is the sticking point for the movie, is that he's not going to give this job up.
And Kimmy calls it out from the very beginning in the elevator when she corners her. And yeah, Juliana's having a panic attack because they're in a closed-off elevator that's locked. But she's saying, he loves you. I will never compete with you. So instead, I'm just going to embrace you. And
which to me is like very emotionally healthy for Kimmy.
Oh my God, Kimmy, go. Other than the fact that, she does say, she would die without him when he threatens, that's kind of.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that are in the trope.
Yeah.
And it can be a very tropey film. If you can't get beyond the trope, you're going to stumble a lot.
Oh, definitely.
Because this movie is going to bring those roadblocks up for you every time.
Yeah.
Every few minutes, there's another trope that gets thrown out. But I think this is a play on those tropes.
Oh, definitely.
This is not an homage to them, is definitely leaning into the tropes. Mm-hmm. What I do like about it is it subverts a few tropes as well along the way. But I think that for me, when I first saw this film, I wanted her to win.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted Julianne to win. I wanted her to get the guy, because that's the way it should be, because that's the protagonist.
Oh, yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be.
But like you said, when you're younger, it is easier to see things in black and white when you haven't yet unlocked your grayscale update. So until you actually accept the fact that there is a grayscale, you have no idea that there's anything other than black and white. And there's only these two options to be had. And you feel you have to make a one or the other decision. That is not how life works, and we know that now.
Yeah.
Every step you take is a path that is newly begun. Mm-hmm. So every time you take a step, you could literally go in any direction, even backwards. So when we're looking at this film, we're seeing this flow chart that just goes down. Mm-hmm. Okay? And it's just following every trope that you can see. And I think they try to subvert it by making the Kimmy and Julianne not necessarily enemies at the very start.
Oh, yeah, because Kimmy immediately, we're going to be best friends.
Right.
I never had a sister.
And also with the ending, in which Julianne does not win the man.
No.
She doesn't win anything.
Which, good, because she did some shitty shit.
And not just because she did some shitty shit, but because she was always going to lose to this. Because even if she'd gotten the guy, she was not emotionally equipped.
Nope.
She was not emotionally ready to be with anyone. This was about winning.
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't even about winning for herself. She just wanted to win because that's all she knows. She's a critic. Okay, so Julianne is a food critic. And at the very start, she says, this is how it's going. I'm going to give you this review. Do you know any reviewers that do that? That would give you the review in the restaurant while you're sitting there?
No.
No, that's a ridiculous premise.
That would be like when I get observations done and they're like, well, this is what you're going to get. Now go on and do what you're going to do,
Yeah. Well, I mean, they'd already done it. But
still.
You're not going to give people the review as you're sitting there.
No.
You have to write everything up. You have to mull it over and think about it. But not Julianne. She's very forthright. She is emotionally unaware of her surroundings. She only sees what is directly in front of her and is very black and white. She is emotionally stunted.
Yeah.
And that was never going to be in her favor. This entire movie is a hero's journey, not for Julianne, but for her emotional state.
Oh, yeah.
Because she learns about grayscale.
Oh, yeah.
She learns that there's more than just one or the other, an on and an off. She learns that there are degrees to which she must play in life because no one is a binary. No one is a simple yes or no person.
Oh, exactly.
We have so many different things, and if you miss that in humanity, you're missing so much more that makes us special than what you think makes us special. So I know I'm going on a rant here, but I think that's important that we understand that that grayscale is going to have to be there to make this movie make sense.
And you're right, though, in the sense that, if we grow and we learn, and that emotional maturity doesn't come over, just in a 2-hour flick. And so I was thinking about, I was 23 when I saw this movie. My brain hadn't even finished developing. So, of course, I wasn't going to grasp the whole concept of this movie. I'm pretty sure if we showed this to our daughter right now, she would probably she'd see some of the fucked up stuff because she's a little bit more jaded than I was at that age for different reasons. But she would probably be like, oh, romantic comedy, where we are learning, because we learn, we didn't know then. We didn't understand then, and as we have grown, we learned, and it changed how we thought about things because we learned. And that is true with humans in general, because I always use the Leslie Knope explanation of when I was little, I believed that chocolate milk came from brown cows, but then I learned, and so now my knowledge is based on the information. It is informed based on what I now know because I learned that that's not how the way things work. It kind of kills me when people don't have that growth and they don't have that willingness to accept those changes. I still like this movie. I look at it differently now.
Right.
And this is like, oh God, when we went through the pandemic and people were constantly like, well, now they're saying this, now they're saying that, because that's how it works. You don't know something, you base an opinion based on what you do know, because you don't know what you don't know. You'll learn, and now you have a new opinion.
So in many ways, for me, it is much like the saying, it takes 10,000 hours. 10,000 hours to become a master at any one thing. Emotionally, you need time to develop these things. You need time and you need experience. To develop those emotions, you need practice and you need practical application. And that takes time. No one is an expert starting off, and we're not an expert when we end either. It's a continual process of learning. You can be a master and still learn.
Yes.
And that is what this movie does for me, is probably one of the best ways in a musical breakdown of what love actually is. And love is not about all in, all out, or on or off. It's about those small places. And I'm not talking about the people in the movie.
No.
I'm talking about your love. When I watch the movie, I place my heart with different people at different times. So I'm feeling things for Julianne, and I feel for her, and I love her in those moments.
Oh, yeah.
And then I place my heart with Kimmy, and I love her in those moments. And I place my heart with Dermot Mulroney as well, who plays Michael. You place your heart with these people because this movie is not about who's winning.
Mm-hmm.
It's about who's right in the moment, and I mean emotionally correct. And they are all wrong in certain situations. Now, Kimmy is kind of a saint in a lot of ways, but she is also wrong in a lot of ways too. Not as bad as some of the things that are done.
Mm-hmm.
There are definitely two people in this film who have wronged Kimmy more than she could ever wrong them.
Yes.
But you place your heart with these people, and then you find yourself loving each of the characters. Not because they're good people. You love them because you gave yourself to that character during the movie. You gave them that emotional love. And now you have ownership of those characters because you own that emotional connection that you've made. So Julianne, you want her to not necessarily win, because once you've seen the movie, you understand it was never about her winning.
No.
You want her to grow.
Actually, I want to see her in a little bit more pain, but that's just me.
Sure. But you want her to grow. Or at least I'll say me instead of you.
No, I mean...
When I say you, it's the royal you.
Yeah, no, I get that. And I do want to see her grow. I want to see her have happiness and emotionally mature. But I also think that she deserves more. She actively tries to destroy a relationship. And it wasn't just a matter of planting little tiny seeds.
Which she did.
Yes. But she actively tried to get him fired from his job to break them up.
To be fair, it was a manic episode.
Oh, no, totally.
But she did not send it. Now, she should have deleted it.
She should have deleted it.
She should have never written it.
Yeah, well, there's that.
But she should have deleted it.
Mm-hmm.
The save it for later thing sounds like a really good cop-out for someone who wants someone to accidentally send it, so then they can claim that they didn't mean to.
Yeah.
It washes her hands clean in a way.
Yeah.
And she gets out of a lot. But I think that in the movie, if they had her actually send it, she's the bad guy no matter what. There's no ambiguity to it.
Oh, yeah.
There is no grayscale in that. There's only the black and white. So you get the bad guy in the film.
Yeah.
But there shouldn't be a bad guy because this is about emotional, ups and downs. It's about your emotional maturity. But it's not about winning. No one in this film is winning anything. You're not winning because being married is not a prize.
No.
Being together is not a prize. The prize that you win when you find someone that you connect with is that connection. Mm-hmm. That's already done.
And for all we know, they could be divorced in a few years because shit happens. And honestly, there's a lot that they need to work through, Kimmy and Michael. Mostly because of the shit where, he was willing to let her quit school. And he does flirt with Juliana. So he's not...
Yeah, he is
100% innocent. So they've got a lot of shit to work on. So they might even be divorced in 2 or 3 years. Juliana had no business doing anything. And she should have allowed them to have what they had. And I get it. There wouldn't have been a movie. I'm just bitching for the sake of bitching.
Julianne is in love.
Yeah, keep saying Juliana is.
She thinks she's in love.
She thinks she's in love.
But Michael perpetuates this thing because he is saving her.
Yep.
And I don't think he fully understood that at all.
I don't think he did either.
I think it took him till the end of the movie when he's sitting in that train station before he realized what it was he had been doing. Is he had been saving her for him just in case.
Well, I think that, he didn't realize that, but I think he realized the severity of his relationship with Julianne when Julianne kisses him and he sees Kimmy's face and Kimmy finds him.
That breaks me every time.
Yeah. So he sees that and then Kimmy runs off and at that moment he goes, I fucked up. But
kind of seems like Regular Sight should have picked that one up.
But in all reality, because I am a vindictive, spiteful bitch, I And I think I told you this when we were watching the movie. I would have turned to him if I were Kimmy and I would have said, "You are forgiven, but if you even look at her slightly, with the slightest little tiny sideways glance, I will castrate you and you will die in a painful bloody mess." And she would have been out of the wedding. But that's just me, because bitch went through all of this and she caused me stress, heartbreak, and during my big ass huge family wedding that cost shit tons of money, even by standards of 1997. I mean, just the freaking balloons alone were probably a few $100,000. And it's just the insanity of what the emotional distress that Kimmy went through in so many different ways. Yeah, no, I would not have forgiven her. But I'm just a bitch.
I don't think it's about us forgiving anyone.
Oh, I know that.
We're gonna again, you're gonna place your values there. And you place your heart with them at different moments, but you also place your ire with them at different moments as well.
Yeah.
Kimmy's the one that's least problematic.
Oh, yeah. She's a better person than me.
But she's not she's not a saint. She does have her issues. Giving up your entire life for another person sounds very romantic. But in the long run, it's not really plausible.
No. She would have been so disappointed and angry with herself.
And unfortunately, I think that a lot of this movie is about creating leverages. Mm-hmm. So when you create those emotional leverages against some other person, whether it's Julianne using knowledge about karaoke, that is like an off remark. It was a well-done use of an off remark.
Oh, yeah.
That came up in conversation so that you couldn't really tell it was prefacing.
But she grabbed onto it and just held on tight. And Kimmy had said that she didn't like, that he would take her to karaoke bars, and she hated that because she doesn't like, she's not a good singer.
So she set that up.
And then turns to her and goes, "I didn't know it was a karaoke bar."
Yeah.
And so that really kind of like, she could have just played dumb without actually playing dumb. And then you think, so it was one of those karaoke bars where people randomly get the microphone handed to them, which is bullshit.
Or they grab it. Yeah.
I hate that shit. So this woman tries to get Kimmy to sing, and Michael is like, "Yeah, no, sing. And then Julianne, I keep wanting to say Julianne, I don't know why. Julianne takes the microphone, and you think, okay, she's going to, because she keeps saying, "No, don't make her sing. She doesn't want to do it." And you're thinking, oh my God, this is a really cool thing for her to stand up for Kimmy. And then she fucking introduces her as the next singer and then hands her the microphone. And this woman is terrified. Now, I have huge anxiety about shit like that in my life. I can't, unless I have been mentally prepared for it, I can sing on stage. That does not scare me. If I have to speak in front of a group of people, I literally have to have a podium in front of me because I will shake the whole entire time. And it's happened way too many times. I know that fear. And that performance anxiety and that just uncomfortabableness and the sick to your stomach. And she beautifully pulls that off because all of her facial expressions, her whole pulling herself in.
She had that jitteriness that is so, I mean, you can feel that.
Oh, yeah.
You can really feel it.
So now, I don't know how tall Cameron Diaz is. I just know that when we watched The Holiday, the woman she looks long and lean in that movie. So I don't know if she's a really tall woman or not, but she looked tiny in that scene because she pulled herself in. And that's what happens when you are in those situations. Your anxiety causes you to be so small, So, yeah, I my heart, that part just really kind of, it made me sick because I know those feelings.
It made me angry because she purposely used her fears against her. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those things where you're like, how can you be the protagonist?
Yeah.
How can you be the protagonist at any point if you're capable of this? But now we're complex. We are not simple structures.
Yeah.
We have the ability to be noble, sure. But we also have the ability to be very petty and to be cruel.
Yeah.
And we can see humanity reflects that a lot. You know, we have that in everyday society. But Kimmy stands before this group of people that she doesn't know. These are not from her wedding party.
No, these are strangers.
Right. There's only a small group of them that are actually with them.
Yeah.
And she sings anyway.
Yeah, and she's not a singer, and it was not good. But
that is what bravery is. Bravery is not about doing it and succeeding.
Nope.
It's about doing it because you're not going to let your fear stop you from doing something.
Mm-hmm.
Fear is the killer of human kindness. And when you give yourself to fear, you are no longer brave. You have to do that you have to stand before fear in order to be brave. And Kimmy does that. And I love that for her. I love that the entire bar starts getting into it.
Oh, yeah.
They don't care that she doesn't sing well. It was never, no one's there to find you and make you a star overnight.
Oh,
no
yeah.
one's doing that. You're going to karaoke to have fun. You're going there to be with friends. And if you're doing it for some other purpose, you're there for the wrong reason.
I mean, honestly, when I used to do karaoke back in the day, the people who did it badly, I had more respect for. I could not do that. And I'm not saying I'm a great singer, but if I screwed up, it was on me. But I couldn't go up there knowing I was going to screw up. You know, if I did, I was not happy about it, and I would be mortified and ponder it for the next 6 millennia. But reliving those moments of, oh shit.
I mean, we all would.
Yeah.
Right?
But the people who could just go up there knowing that they're not going to be good and just are like, I have no fucks to give, and I'm going to sing Dancing Queen, and I am a 74-year-old man, and I can't carry a tune. Go for it, bitch. You are the man, you know? So, yeah, those are the people that I have a lot of credit. I give a lot of credit to. And she was brave, and she did it. She didn't know how it was going to come out, and she did the smart thing. She didn't sing to the room. She sang to Michael.
Right, because instead of focusing on everyone, which is a defeatist kind of view, you focus on one thing and one thing only. So, like when I'm feeling overwhelmed, that's my key, is keep it simple, stupid. I focus on one task, and if I can get that task done, then I know I can get the others done because I can do them one at a time.
Yeah.
So I don't feel overwhelmed. Kimmy does that here, and she does it very emotionally. She is feeling nothing but love. She's getting nothing but love from the crowd, despite Julianne's manipulations, who has to then submit and give her love to her too. Because Julianne says, fair cop, you're doing this. I have to acknowledge that. I can't not acknowledge that.
Yeah.
It would be ridiculous not to. So she does an amazing act of bravery here. And I love bringing up those acts of bravery because they're so unsung a lot of times that Kimmy's very simple thing of singing in front of a crowd would be an act of bravery. It's not Saving Private Ryan.
No. So you can tell, you're right. You are 100%. It is definitely an act of bravery. And you can tell a person who's never had to deal with that kind of fear and anxiety because they don't have a problem throwing somebody under that bus.
Right.
As somebody who knows that fear and anxiety, even if it was a person who I hated, and we all can probably guess a handful of the people that I hate with a fiery passion, and I still probably would never do that to them. I wouldn't be able to, with a good conscience, put them in a position that would mortify them in that situation. Now, I would mortify them in other ways because they did that to themselves. But in a situation like that, where I know it's something that makes me uncomfortable, I couldn't do that to them because that's just how my brain works. But somebody who has never felt that kind of anxiety about a situation like that does not have a problem putting other people in those anxiety-ridden situations. And that is cowardice, because you are not taking the higher road by trying to see what the other person is going through. You are just doing the easiest thing you can think of against them.
I just poured the quietest cup of tea possible.
And I'm watching her do it and trying to not, I'm louder putting my hair in a ponytail than you are making a cup of tea.
You're going to hear the stirring against glass, so please excuse.
Yes, it was her birthday yesterday, and I bought her a cute little glass and metal flower teapot and
cup.
And a cup.
And I love it.
So, yes.
I'll take photos and put it on the site so you can see what I got.
And then we went antiquing today and bought apothecary bottles and salt and pepper mushroom shakers.
And a small figurine.
Yes.
So, which makes it sound like it's a pretty thing, but I think it's pretty, but I think it's, I'll take a photo. I'll put it on there too. I'm not going to be able to explain it to you. So let's talk about George. George Downs is the editor for Julianne's articles.
The true hero of our story.
Right. He is a gay man.
He is.
They make that known.
Mm-hmm.
And he is single, but he's living a professional life where he has a lot of friends who are like-minded, higher end kind of living. Whereas Julianne presents herself as kind of a, going to a Red Sox game or something.
Yeah.
He is above that.
Yeah.
He's in the literary elite. Let's say that.
He is. I mean, and unfortunately, now I don't know much about Rupert Everett outside of the movies I've seen him in. And there are scenes in this movie where he could out-gay Jack from Will and Grace. He is a gay-ass gay. And it's like, it gets me sometimes that they're all so myopic with him. They just believe what they hear and not actually what they're seeing. But
I don't know what you're saying.
So when he comes to see her, so again, he is amazing. And he's giving her advice to just be honest with him. It's all he said, be honest with Michael. And she ends up like completely, having a meltdown, and he comes out there to see her to Chicago from New York. And she tells everybody that that's her fiance because she doesn't know how to explain anything without lies falling out of her mouth.
But she also realizes the minute she does it that she can use this because she can make Michael jealous.
And Michael gets jealous.
At the start of this, George seems like a workplace associate. Mm-hmm. And that he probably wouldn't give too many shits about any of this.
Yeah.
But you come to find out he's actually a very warm and loving person. Mm-hmm. He's not happy about Julianne's behavior.
No, he's not.
But he still loves her and wants to help her as best he can without really diving down into the dirt with her. He has his own morals, and he makes it well known that he doesn't appreciate her including him.
Yes.
So when trying to form this correctly.
Okay.
When Julianne says that he's got to leave, he says, oh no, I can stay for the dinner. Because they're going to have dinner after the wedding rehearsal.
Yeah.
And it is at Barry the Cuda's, a seafood restaurant. And this is a rich family getting married to a sports writer. They're all doing well for themselves, but they're going to Barry the Cuda's seafood restaurant. It's a family-style restaurant.
Yeah.
Where the waiters and waitresses wear lobster claws or crab claws or
Yeah.
whatever claws, foam claws. That's what
Yeah.
they wear to serve.
Yeah. Which,
And weird, like, very family restaurant, child's restaurant attire.
they're a very weirdly down-to-earth, extremely rich family.
Yes, it's very weird that they would pick that as the place that they would go. Now, granted, they are feeding a lot of people, but still, you would think it'd just be a catered service or something like that. No,
Yeah.
this is a family restaurant. It'd be like, it's almost as if you just took someone to McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah. And while they're there, it is the most iconic scene, and I think perhaps it's so much shorter in reality.
Yeah.
I thought it was, in my head, it's much longer, and it's much more elaborate. And I
Yeah.
think that's just wish fulfillment. But in
There is no
reality,
dance
it is
sequence.
not that, in reality, it is not that long.
Yeah.
And it's not even that impactful. But for me, emotionally, it is very impactful. And for me, it's one of the most iconic scenes in film history.
Yes.
Now, people are not going to agree with that. That is fine.
Yeah.
I also think that dancing in front of the Coke sign is not the most iconic scene in
Strictly Ballroom.
Strictly Ballroom. I think it's dancing behind the curtains.
The curtain, that to me is the most, oh yeah.
That is the most heart-wrenching. We're not even
that
talking
song.
about that film, and I'm going back to it. That's how iconic it is to me.
So much.
So when we're talking about impact and emotional impact of a movie, this scene steals the show. It says so much more than just the sarcastic thing that George is trying to get across by bringing up the song, which is...
Oh, it's Say a Little Prayer for You. It's Dionne Warwick.
Which was mentioned.
Yes, and they say that, oh, well, that was Whitney Houston's aunt. No, she was not. She was her cousin. But, sure. The music has a lot of very strong themes in this movie. The songs are very well placed and well picked. That I have to say that, because again, with the Dusty...
Well, and they're incorporated as part of the movie instead
yeah.
of the soundtrack.
Other than that intro with the Dusty Springfield / Annie Franco song, it shows you that, you know, like they're telling part of the story.
Right.
Michael says at one point that he and Kimmy don't have a song, but yet The Way You Are is his and Julianne's song. That's kind of fucked up. And so that's kind of a theme between them too, that happens a couple times in the movie.
Right.
And
You and I have a song.
we do, and it's weird because it doesn't
It's
make
a
sense.
stupid song. I don't care for it,
No,
but it is our song.
Can't stand it. I literally just don't like this song, but it is our song.
It's the song that was always playing in my truck when I was taking you to get your ultrasound.
my OB
or
appointments.
to go shopping for clothes or whatever.
It didn't matter where we were going. We would, if we passed the hospital, that song came on the radio. I don't know why. It was always within that area. And it is Maggie May by Rod Stewart. It's not it's not a love song. It is not a love song, y'all. And I don't care what you think. And I was 20. And this is a song about a woman in her, maybe 30s, 40s, and she's dating a college guy.
I think late 30s is what you assume.
Yeah, kind of, because he makes a comment about wrinkles, and I'm like,
I was 24 at the time, or
yeah,
23.
so we were babies, and this movie, but this song had very little to do with our relationship. It just was every time it played, so it became our song.
The reason I bring it up is because I believe that is why that song was theirs.
It played.
It sounds very romantic, but I think it's just that they kept hearing it because they traveled a lot.
Yes.
So they just kept hearing it wherever they went, and they just started using it as their song.
And Julianne makes the point of... So we kind of skipped this, but let me go do a quick little recap.
We're going to skip around.
We are. So Julianne and Michael were friends. They met in college. And they dated for like a hot minute. And she said, I can't do this. And he was very upset that he was going to lose his best friend. So they stayed best friends.
she's emotionally withdrawn.
And they had an ongoing thing about when they both turned 28, if they're both single, that they were going to get married.
That is not a fulcrum for the movie, by the way.
No, it's
that
not.
was mentioned.
It's mentioned.
But it is not something that is dwelled on, nor does Michael even want to discuss it because it's not in his head.
No, because she tries to bring it up when he's trying to talk to her, to tell her that he's getting married. And he's like, yeah, but that's not what I'm here. I'm talking to you. I want to talk to you about. So she's got this that she has glumped onto, and her heart has been hardened towards everybody else because she has put him on a pedestal, and that is what she has measured everybody to. And so you have that, and that, again, that's the basic, because I feel like that's important that our listeners know that if they've never seen the movie, that's why she is so adamant about breaking up Kimmy and Michael.
Absolutely.
But with the song, Julianne always makes a point of how she plays down who she is. Now, Julia Roberts is a fucking beautiful woman, and I've never seen her play plain. She doesn't do plain. She's beautiful, even as a plain person. But she, she's a girl, not a girly girl. She is a boy's girl, I guess, for lack of tomboy, and she's
tomboyish, yes.
And so, because when George says something about her wearing pink, and Michael's like, you hate the color pink, and she's like, oh no, I wear pink sometimes. She doesn't wear pink. It was just part of the lie. So the way you look tonight, that would mean, like, to me, that song is like a New Year's Eve or a wedding song or something. Somebody, you just
first date.
Yeah, something that the person grasps onto a way you look in that moment. And that's what that song to me thinks.
I mean, I understand how that can be a love.
Yeah.
I can understand how that could be a love song.
Totally.
For all occasions, because there are moments where I will steal a glance. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you catch me because she has amazing perception.
I have weird peripheral vision.
It's like 180 degrees past. So
I've got big eyes.
It's almost 360.
I can't see with the big eyes, but I can see weirdly positioned.
She can see sideways very well.
Yeah.
So I will steal glances at her every once in a while because either the light will be hitting her a certain way, or I'll be thinking about our past, or a day, or something that was said, or a little note that she gave me, or something like that, and I'm feeling a whole lot of love, and I will just look at her, and that emotion, it cuts through everything, and it's all about the illustration of love. Mm-hmm. And that is what I think the song is supposed to do for Michael.
Yes.
But it's not doing it because it was being shared with the wrong woman.
Yeah. It was a song I think he had his heart set on for somebody.
I think he had it set on her because he wanted it to be her, but it just wasn't going to be. And when she loaned it, quote unquote, loaned it to them, mm-hmm. It became their song. Because he actually finally had that person where he could illustrate that love.
Oh, yeah.
Through the song. So it makes sense to me that this song could be something, it could be a couple's song. Mm-hmm. But we know that it doesn't have to. It can be any silly old song.
Oh, yeah.
Would I rather it been something from The Cure? Yes. But unfortunately, we weren't listening to a lot of The Cure in California at that time.
No, we were at that, and this is what was just coming randomly on the radio. It wasn't even like we had a CD player playing.
It wasn't going to play The Cure because it was a very conservative area.
Yeah, I think we had one station, too?
Yeah.
So one of the other songs that is also kind of poignant is when Julianne goes to talk to Michael. So her email goes through.
Right.
And
because the assistant was told to send all his emails that are in hold.
Yeah, so she went to go pick up Kimmy's
father
from work to take him to the bachelor party.
Which is Walter Wallace.
And
yes.
she used that as an excuse to use his computer to write an email from him, quote unquote, from him, to Michael's boss to get him fired. And it was basically just saying that he needed him to pull strings and to get him to accept a job with his firm so that way Kimmy could stay close to home and go back to college. So, unfortunately, it doesn't go the way she wants it to go, even though she had waffled and decided to not send it and just save it. But when the secretary was told to send all of his saved emails, I don't know who
it went out.
Yeah, I don't do that. I just send them out.
Yeah, but this is like an AOL kind of situation because it is an older movie.
The flip phones, y'all.
Was it 97?
97.
Yeah, we're at 97.
The big, bulky
keep that in mind.
brick phone. Not brick phone. It was a flip phone, but it was wide.
It was a Motorola.
Oh, my God.
It's a huge Motorola.
So the boss, Michael's boss, sends him a message immediately, basically saying, you need to know what kind of people you are marrying into because he thinks that they're trying to manipulate
And good
Michael.
on his boss for looking out for him.
Good job. So, means that they really care. And so Michael confronts Kimmy and they have a big blow up and he's like, the wedding's going to be over. Julianne goes out into the hallway, tries to smoke a cigarette. Baby Paul Giamatti shows up.
Paul Giamatti shows up and gives some really sound and sage advice. Simple, but poignant. And smokes a cigarette with her. I thought that was like, I'm like, what a great addition to the film.
What's your favorite Paul Giamatti movie?
I don't really know, because there's a couple.
I have a controversial one.
What?
I know not everybody likes this movie, but I loved him in it. And I kind of like that movie a lot. Lady in the Water, M. Night Shyamalan.
I never saw it.
He's in it.
I've seen almost every M. Night Shyamalan movie.
I haven't seen it in years.
I haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen it in years, so I don't really remember if he is a good person or not, but I just remember I really loved him in that movie.
My favorite, if I had to pick one, he's got a pretty diverse thing. Sideways. Okay. Probably one of the favorites.
And I just like saying his name, Paul Giamatti. It's a fun name. Giamatti.
But yeah, I think that him being here, just kind of walking through the set.
Yeah, he's a porter, or he's a bellboy or whatever.
It gives that stop, that rest for a moment, because so far Julianne has done nothing but manipulate. She has done nothing but manipulate and connive and maneuver. This whole time, it's been full blast since go.
Yes.
And this is that emotional break.
Yeah.
Where she finally starts seeing what she's done.
And for a hot minute, she's got some regrets because she's not sure how the wind is going to blow. So when Michael is done with his phone call, he says that the wedding's off. And, because obviously Kimmy's saying, no, we didn't do this. That's not true. Da, 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 da. So she goes to bed thinking that the wedding's over. But then in the morning, there's a note saying that he went to the wedding, to the pre-wedding reception-y thingy. And so she goes and they're standing in a tennis court that has a netting over it and all these helium balloons. And the three teenage boys, one of them being Christopher Masterson, who's playing Michael's little brother Scotty.
Right.
And if you don't know...
Who we were just talking about the other day.
Yeah. Christopher Masterson played the oldest son on Malcolm in the Middle. His brother, unfortunately, is... what is his name? But his name is Hyde on that 70s show. Unfortunately, he's related to him. That Masterson. Why can't I think of his first name? Doesn't matter. He's not relevant. So the three teenage boys are playing with the helium in the balloons. And so she goes and she's talking to Michael about, you said you weren't going to do this. And he's like, yeah, but her whole family is here and I can't do that to her. And
no, he wants to confront them.
He wants to confront them. But yeah, because he thinks the family, yeah, you're right. And I think Julianne is like,
she's still trying to work this in her favor, but also get out of trouble.
Yeah. So while they're talking, the boys with their helium voices, are singing Annie's song by John Denver.
Right.
Which, was also very poignant at that moment. So I just went a very long way just to mention this one song. But
it sounded like Alvin and the Chipmunks singing Annie's song.
But they did it beautifully. Sadly, John Denver died a few months after this movie was released. I don't know. There's no correlation. There's no correlation.
Was he waiting for it?
No, but there was no correlation. Well, I would hope not. It was a plane crash, wasn't it?
No, I mean, was he waiting for the movie to come out?
No, it's just that you just didn't hear a lot of John Denver songs being sung by teenage boys with helium, and also the lyrics of that song. It really, you muddle my senses. I didn't look up the lyrics. It's a beautiful song,
but it's also poignant to what we're encountering now during the movie. They really use the songs to great effect, and they put it as the part of the movie. It's in the movie.
Yeah, so it's not, like you said, it's not a background song,
right? And in the background, while they're in that moment, all those hundreds and thousands of balloons under this net, and you're like, they're going to release these.
All those balloons.
And I'm like, that is the most 90s.
Oh my God.
That's the most 90s dare kind of situation I could think of.
And if you ever get the chance, look up. There was, I think it was in Chicago. I honestly don't remember, but they had released like thousands of helium balloons for some event, and it like literally clogged the airspace.
Yeah, those were Mylar though.
Not this one I'm thinking of. They were not the Mylar. These were regular, the regular.
Yeah, the ones I heard about, they were the Mylar balloons, had really messed up everything because they really wouldn't come down for a very long time.
Well, if I can find the video of it, we can post the link to it, because it's just such a moment. You ever see like swarms of birds, the little birds, and they all kind of together? It's kind of, I make the sound effects and I move my hands like you guys can see me. But
is it as bad an environmental disaster when WKRP launched a bunch of turkeys out of a helicopter?
I know.
Was it that bad?
No, but it did block the airspace.
But less fictional. Gotcha.
Yes, less fictional, because Les Nessman, you tool bag. I thought turkeys could fly. What the fuck, man?
I just want to say, I want to back up to the karaoke, because I wrote something down and I intended to use it and I forgot to use it.
Okay.
Because I thought it was a really funny thing. Julianne used karaoke as a weapon, as it was designed to be.
That's true. They did. So, while we're taking
I'm so mad I didn't get to use that zinger. I wrote that down as it was happening. I wrote that down. I'm like, this is good.
Funny.
Such a good line. I'm going to be great in this.
Okay. Well,
I talked about emotions like an idiot.
Well, here's the thing. When you said that, that Annie DeFranco sang that song, and I wrote "No Dusty Springfield," like she's no Dusty Springfield, because I didn't know who it was. But I was like, but that ain't no Dusty Springfield. But since we kind of went off a little bit off topic, I wanted to make a point. It's funny that Cameron Diaz and Julia Roberts both played the mother of Abigail Breslin in two different movies.
Yeah, that was in your.
Yeah, that was my
your hints.
My hints, and I just thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, Cameron Diaz.
What movies?
Hers was in 2009 in My Sister's Keeper, and Julie Roberts was in August Osage County, and that was 2013. And Dermot Mulroney was in that one as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. He's a beautiful man.
Did you know that this movie, that they actually did another version of this same movie in 2008? They gender bended it with Patrick Dempsey, and it's called Maid of Honor.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah. It was a gender bended version. That was also in my hints.
Okay.
I'm trying to answer my hints because I forget about them sometimes.
No, that's good. So we know that they invested a lot of emotion into each other. They're literally chasing each other.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Across a field or across the lawn.
And I love how the family are like, oh, they're so beautiful. They're so in love.
There's Kimmy, and there's Michael. Michael's chasing Kimmy.
Yeah.
Because Kimmy saw them kissing.
Because Julianne admitted that she loves him.
Right.
And that's all she admitted at the moment.
But she saw them kissing, so she starts running away, going to the house to leave. Mm-hmm. Michael is following Kimmy. He's chasing after her, trying to get her to talk to him.
Yeah.
And Julianne is chasing Michael. It is the most visual representation of what is happening.
Oh, yeah.
And what I love about this is when she starts talking to George. George says some pretty brutally honest, and when I say brutally honest, I don't mean mean-spirited, because you can get away with saying honest at the end.
Oh, yeah.
He says, you worked up the courage, but you failed. He said, you're not the one. He said, who is chasing you?
Mm-hmm. He's chasing her. You're chasing him, but who's chasing you?
Who's chasing you? You're not the one.
Mm-hmm.
And that should have been enough. And I think it took her a while to get to that. And when they get to the train station,
mm-hmm.
she starts having that emotional growth of... That is that point in Scott Pilgrim where the sword comes out of his chest.
Yeah.
Where she starts realizing that maybe this isn't about winning someone's heart. He already loves her.
Mm-hmm.
What is she winning? She's just looking to keep him at all costs, but she doesn't have him now.
Yeah.
So you're not winning anything.
No.
You're just causing harm to others. And she says, I'm the bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
And she is. And in those moments, in many ways, she is the bad guy.
And honestly, though, I can't think of the word I'm looking for. I don't fault him, his fears to chase after Kimmy. Not even just for the kiss. Kimmy drives like a fucking nut job.
Yeah, I know. She drives like the first season of West Wing, or the first episode, the pilot of West Wing, where Mandy is driving through the streets of D.C. like a crazy person while she's on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
While a cop's trying to pull her over.
Yeah, we established early in the movie that Kimmy can't drive for shit.
Well, she can drive for shit. That's the problem.
That's the problem. She drives way too well. She drives like she's a freaking...
NASCAR or F1.
Trying to get
Formula
pole position at every chance. So I can see him wanting to chase after her at that moment because, she couldn't die.
Well, and then without regard for what she's actually doing, Julianne steals a caterer's truck.
Yeah, she's driving around a giant bread truck.
That is not a thing you can just do and have no repercussions for.
And it's funny because all of those cars were like the high-end cars for 1997, but they're cars from 1997. So looking back, they are kind of looking like a bunch of junk.
Was it like a Saturn?
There was like a Honda Civic, and an Accord or two. And granted, those are good cars, and they were great cars then, and they were with the people who had the money to buy.
One of them was the BMW.
Yeah, there was a BMW, and I don't know.
That was her car, right?
Yeah, Kimmy's got the BMW, but it's a rag top, so.
Yeah, they roll.
They roll. So, yeah, she chases.
Yeah, go ahead.
She chases Michael in, and he can't find Kimmy. And they're sitting in the train station, and she admits what she did. And he...
forgives her.
Fucking forgives her.
Now, I'm fine with him forgiving her. That's fine.
Yeah, but...
humans are complicated.
You can forgive, but you don't have to be nice about it.
But right then? He forgives her right then? He doesn't, maybe do it later? He's forgiving her right then when his whole life is in shambles strictly because of her manipulations.
Mm-hmm. And so...
coming clean, telling the truth doesn't absolve you of the consequences of those actions.
No.
It only says you acknowledge them.
Exactly. And what's to say you're not going to keep doing it? Just because you're telling me that you fucked up doesn't mean you aren't going to continue to fuck up.
She's already she's given up the only thing that she really had of him for him, which was trust. He cannot trust her anymore.
No. And that goes with the emotional maturity. When we saw this when we were younger, you're like, oh yeah, well he forgave her because, hey, I would forgive somebody if they admitted, because you think when you're younger, that's that one strike thing, if you did something bad and your parents told you, you got punished for it and you got reamed a new one and you were basically the asshole of the family for that hot minute, guess what? You didn't do it again, did you? Unless you were just that kid. But I know for me, I wouldn't do it again. And so you think in this movie that you're pouring your tea.
The tea didn't pour as quiet this time.
So, you're thinking, okay, so she apologized and she's learned her lesson and she's going to be a good kid. But see, now I'm an adult and I've lived and I've met people and I know people and I've experienced shit. And I know that people I know now that people make mistakes. Yes. But there's a high chance that they did it once, they're going to do it again. And I want to give them the benefit of the doubt the first time around. But as I like to point out with my students, I had a student, I've had many who have done this, but this one is my personal favorite. She had Down syndrome, or currently has Down syndrome, and she
didn't get cured.
No, she didn't get cured. And she is deaf. And she was 20 when I met her. And in her mind, she was an adult. She was a middle child. And she has adult siblings and younger siblings. And I think her parents were telling her that she was an adult, even though she was still in high school, that she needed to act like an adult. And when you have the mentality of a 10-year-old, what is an adult? I can do what I want. Flip a table. Fuck all y'all. And so she would want to do her stuff independently, like run out of the classroom, and we would go out to do things. She would want to go ahead of the group and not stay with us. And then when she would get in trouble for it, she would sign that she was sorry. And I think all her life, she's had teachers and assistants who would be like, okay, it's okay. And they would be like, thank you for apologizing or whatever. And I stopped doing that. With her, I would tell her, okay, but you made me sad. And I would sign to her that she made me sad. She understood that you might be sorry for what you did, but you made me sad. Don't do it again. Where before, you did something bad, you apologized, and I'm saying, okay. She has Down syndrome. She was severely developmentally delayed. She had intellectual disabilities. You're saying it's okay, meaning, oh, it's okay for me to behave like that again. Don't tell them, if they continue to say you're sorry, you have to say, okay, but at what point does sorry stop working? You keep telling me you're sorry.
Well, it stops working at the point where there are no consequences to the action.
Exactly. And when you say you're sorry to somebody, that doesn't mean you're never going to do it again.
What we're talking about here is he forgives her. There is no reason for her to not do it again.
Yeah. She's still in the wedding. She still gives the speech. She's still a part of his life and happy family.
And maybe she does change.
Maybe she does.
But you're not really doing anything by forgiving her immediately and absolving her of all her transgressions. 2 hours
or in less than 2 hours that we have known Julianne in that movie, she has not given me any inclination that she will not do it again.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of those things.
I mean, she accepts the fact that she lost, but that doesn't mean that she will continue to do so.
Yeah, and who's to say she's not going to do it to somebody else?
So when they're at the stadium,
okay,
when Julianne goes there to find Kimmy, because Kimmy did not show up at the Union Station.
Which is, he thought, because that's where he proposed to her.
Right. She goes there while he's looking elsewhere for her, because Julianne says she's going to help now.
Yeah.
She did say she was going to help before, but she lied.
Yes.
So, again, we're doing the trust thing. So she shows up at the stadium, and she finds Kimmy in the bathroom. Now, I've been to stadiums, and there are lots of people. I don't know how she found one person at all.
I think it's funny that one woman, she's like, Kimmy! And the woman's going, Kimmy!
Just repeating it.
Yep.
But she finds Kimmy and they have it out. Kimmy is pissed and goes after
And the women in
Julianne.
the ladies' room did exactly what women in ladies' rooms will do. If you are having a loud argument, we will pick a side.
They have the judgments.
Oh, yeah.
What I like is when the thing, well, before all this, before they get into the fight and stuff, they're talking and she's trying to explain to her. Was it before or after the Jell-O stuff?
That was
I'm trying to remember.
that was at the wedding. Well, that was before. That was before she went to go talk to
Right.
or after she talked to him the first time.
Yeah.
Because then she goes out to the gazebo, and that's when she kisses him. So before the kiss is when she's talking to him.
And she's trying to
her.
manipulate them.
Yeah, she's trying to manipulate Kimmy by.
But she says, "You're creme brulee," and he likes Jell-O. You'll never be Jell-O because
And she's
you're
like, "But I
creme
want to be
brulee."
Jell-O. I can be Jell-O." And it is so funny that they're arguing over being Jell-O.
But that's two things. One is Kimmy is perfectly fine changing herself to fit whatever she thinks he needs, rather than just being a person. And two is Julianne is saying straight to her face that he wants me, not you, but
Yep.
that's obviously a lie.
Listen, kids, if you take anything away from this episode, know this. Don't change for anybody else, and don't expect anybody else to change for you.
And also, creme brulee is better than Jell-O.
Fuck yes.
All day of the week, every day of the week.
Every day of the week. I had an amazing creme brulee in Disney once. I've never forgotten it. It's been almost 20 years.
So at the end of the movie, Julianne gets to give the speech, and then they have the final song, and they dance, not Julianne, but Kimmy and Michael dance to the song that Julianne loans them.
Yes, because she said, I didn't bring a gift, but I will loan you this song until you find your own. Which, bitch, that is their song now.
It is. It's going to be.
Yeah.
Because now you've just given it away.
Exactly.
And, yeah. Sorry, we're not giving the book back that you loaned to us.
Yeah.
Not after all the shit you just did. But she kind of finds her own path.
Yes.
Which I think is important. But it would have been better if she'd learned that harming people intentionally has repercussions. And that could result in the loss of your friendship entirely. He had every right not to be her friend
Oh,
anymore.
yeah. And honestly, I feel like this movie would have been a better movie as an adult. Again, I'm not saying you're not an adult in your 20s, but like as a mature 50-something, I think I would like this movie better if she went to Chicago with the intentions of breaking them up, because, why not fuck with that theory? But she grows to like Kimmy. And she observes their relationship. And she sees, oh shit, no, they are better for each other. And then she celebrates them. That honestly would be a good movie. It would still be a romantic comedy. And maybe she finds somebody there, a family member or
I
something.
think it's important not to find somebody because you really have to
She has to get good with herself. But I'm just saying, like, if you're going to stick with the tropes of rom-coms, have her find somebody there. But you're right. Just observing them and just being like, celebrating Kimmy and Michael for them instead of trying to destroy them.
I think this is needed for the hijinks, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It'll be more of an emotional rom-com.
Yeah.
So let's ask ourselves, is this going to pass the Castellini test?
Yes. No.
Yeah, no. Okay.
No.
Well, we have two paths to go down, and you've named both of them.
Yeah.
That's
No.
good.
I'm committing to no.
Okay. Well, let's see if it does. So, let me flip my sheet over. There have to be at least 2 named women characters with at least 5 lines of dialogue each.
Well, Julianne and Kimmy.
And Amanda and Samantha Newhouse, the twins.
Yes.
Are they twins? Not twins.
They're not twins, but they are very close in age. Oh, but you know what? Rachel Griffiths plays Samantha, and Rachel is amazing. She is in one of my other favorite movies, Blow Dry, which we will have to do at some point.
And they're Kimmy's cousins and bridesmaids. And they have multiple lines in the film.
Yes. Oh, also the girl who played Mandy is also in that movie.
Oh,
Since you
really?
mentioned- Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so it passes that.
Yep.
Those characters must have a conversation, not necessarily with the other woman, either not about their partner or with their partner, future or current, and not about their relationship.
They never talk about anything but.
Okay, so I've got a few cited that maybe this will pass, but it's going to be by the barest edge of reason and sanity. So bear with me.
Yeah.
Julianne and Kimmy have several conversations that are not strictly about Michael or about romance. For example, Kimmy asks Julianne to be her maid of honor and talks about her bridesmaids, school, and her family. So, in a sense, I know they're bringing up the wedding, but it's just about the position in the wedding and not about their relationship.
In the very, very, very beginning, Julianne and George are talking at the restaurant, and they're not talking about relationships until Michael's call comes through.
That's the other one I had.
Yeah, so that's
that
would be
just jump ahead.
Sorry, but yeah, I just now thought of that would
also, we have Amanda and Samantha who joke with Julianne about the groomsmen has nothing to do with a relationship.
That's true. They're just wanting to get their get on.
And wedding logistics. So
yeah,
all of that. It's all light banter, but it is not about the romantic nature of
Was it
something.
Samantha who got her mouth stuck on the statue of David Ice sculpture?
I thought it was Amanda.
Amanda. I couldn't
could be
remember which one it
wrong.
was. I think it was Amanda. I think you're right.
One of them was licking the ice cock of David.
And got stuck.
I mean,
And then demanded no pictures. Bitch, you getting your picture taken.
to be fair, it was there. And she wanted to.
I mean, true. True. I mean, and honestly, you can't have a statue like that at a reception and not expect somebody to try to stick their tongue on that dick. Just because,
It's guts to happen.
it's close to happen.
So it passes on this one despite the dick. At least one of the women has to be integral to the plot, meaning that if she were written out of the film, it could not reach the same ending.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
There are two people.
Yeah, both women.
Yeah, Julianne is the whole reason the story's happening.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'd just be two people getting married.
Yep. And Kimmy.
And Kimmy, who is
Getting
completely
married.
essential because she's the one getting married.
Yeah.
And she shapes she's the one that brings like the stakes to the thing.
Yeah.
She is not who's winning, but she is pivotal to the relationship of Michael and Julianne.
Yeah, because we all know again that George is the king in this whole movie.
Sure.
He's
That is true, though.
the only person with integrity. Fully.
He's the only one acting with full integrity.
I mean, Kimmy's family, they are all awesome. And nobody in the family is
Yeah.
acting with any type of,
They really do kind of bypass the family. Like
Yeah.
in While You Were Sleeping, the
The
family
family's
is a part of the movie. They are the characters in the movie. Mm-hmm. While we have some great actors and actresses in
That's a
this
shame.
movie, they are not utilized.
Susan Sullivan.
I know.
There are definitely a lot of actors and actresses in this movie that they just don't get
They're
much.
very underutilized.
Mm-hmm.
But that is expected because this is a rom-com and it is already got so much packed into it.
Yes.
And it's essentially about the romantic triangle and not about the family note.
Yeah.
Whereas
While You
While
Were
You Were
Sleeping
Sleeping
was all
about
the
family.
family.
Yes. So we can say, oddly
Wow.
enough,
Yeah, with those two, if you squint sideways, those two conversations, yes.
we can say that this
Passes.
movie passes the Castellini test. My Best Friend's Wedding passed somehow. I honestly didn't think it would. And I checked over my notes several times trying to find out where
Yeah.
I could make that not win because it seemed like it shouldn't.
Other than her issues with Michael, Julianne is a very strong female woman, a very strong female.
She's a very female woman.
A very strong female presence. She has her own career. She has her own life, her own friends. She's doing the dude. She's got this. And then you look at, poor Kimmy comes from a very privileged life. She just wants to be happy. And so she's so willing to sacrifice so much of herself for his happiness. Again, don't change yourself for other people.
I don't even think that was a necessary thing to do.
I know.
It really wasn't. It was just, I don't know why it was in there. I'm not sure why.
I think it's just for the manipulation.
Was it to show that she's very, giving and a very sweet woman? Because you can be giving and not give up all of yourself.
Well, and it goes and to tie back to, in the beginning with Wishin' and Hopin', with the Dusty Springfield song, the girls are dressed in a very specific way. Why are they dressed that way? Look at how Kimmy dresses throughout the whole movie. She's very conservative. She's literally wearing pearls to the karaoke bar. It's not. So she's got.
She's very trad wife.
Yeah, so she's got that unfortunate backwards way of thinking. She's not the feminist in the movie. She's a strong woman, but she is so willing to be what the man wants her to be. And again, nothing against Michael.
Oh yeah, no,
because they did discuss it. He said, we talked about this. And they did. And you know what? They probably talked about it, and she probably caved so quickly because she just wanted him to be happy. And he probably took that as her just acquiescing instead of actually being upset about it. And not thinking that maybe she really did want to go back to school. He was thinking, no, she's just going to support me because she's a supportive woman, and I really love this about her. So, there's definitely communication that needs to go on between those two. And I feel bad that Julie, because I don't think that her mom raised her to be, or Kimmy to be, the 60s housewife. But, it's just probably her whole, the family dynamic of what she's used to. Mom's a stay-at-home mom, so I'm assuming, because we don't know.
Oh, we don't know, but we also see her there all the time, being the wife, basically. Yeah.
So, it's definitely, you can see where the feminism is in the movie. Just outside of the Castellini, because you have the feminist character and then the character that needs feminism. Because it's about equity, people, not about feminizing.
Right.
So if you want to watch My Best Friend's Wedding, you can find it on Amazon Prime Video, YouTube, Google Play, Apple TV, Fandango at home, all for, the usual, $3.59 at Amazon, all the way to $3.99. Unless you already have a streaming service, which then you can watch it for free, except you've already paid for your streaming service. You're paying either way.
You'll see this movie wherever you see this movie.
Exactly.
All right? Mm-hmm. Well, keep falling deeply in love because you think you might lose someone. This has been Once More with Feelings with Beth and Michelle. You can find us wherever you listen to podcasts. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Blue Sky at OMWFPod. Visit our page at oncemorewithfeelings.podbean.com. Or send us an email at omwfpod@gmail.com. Take a moment to subscribe and rate us on iTunes and on YouTube. We did do a episode last week. We did it over the 4th of July weekend.
Yes.
And because the sound was in the background of our podcast.
Because it was an unedited episode.
Right. It was an unedited episode of National Treasure. Or not episode, but movie. National Treasure with Nicolas Cage.
While we did a craft.
Right. Disney flagged us on YouTube.
As they do.
For a content violation. So I have disputed it, but that put the video into lockdown. So that is why you're not seeing last week's thing if you're on YouTube. Sorry about that. Next time we will make sure not to put the sound in the background, although it is under our rights as commentators and as critiques or critics of the movie. Under fair use guidelines, it is obviously fair use. But Disney can make us wait 30 days before they acknowledge that.
Yes, so we're sorry about that. Just want to give you guys a heads up.
Yeah, it was annoying. And yeah, we had other things going on, so we did not notice.
Yeah. So next week's episode, the movie we are going to be watching, here are your 2 hints. This movie accidentally destroyed a $100,000 painting by spraying it with mud. And this movie was also called the worst film of 1991 by Gene Siskel. I love this movie. And I'm very excited about it.
I honestly don't remember what movie it is we're going to watch next.
Don't worry.
Just tell me on air.
No. The fun fact about this movie is it did not do well in the box office, but it has a cult following.
A lot of our
and
movies,
it's not Rocky Horror Picture Show.
A lot of our movies do not do well in the box office, but they have a cult following, and I'm okay with that. In fact, those are my favorite movies.
You know,
rarely are they box office draws that I love.
Well, you know, and this movie has 2 actors that are no longer with us. One of them is arguably a genius. I've always found this person to be comedic genius. It's just, and it's about abuse. It's about dealing as an adult with the emotional baggage of childhood.
So it sounds like we're going to have a very
deep
episode.
Fucked up conversation because we both have childhood trauma.
Yeah, so there's going to be some crying involved. So that'll be fun.
So
if you want to hear 2 women sob.
Yeah. Okay, so
but in a good way.
Until next time. The moment I wake up before I put... Oh, okay, I'm not going to do it. Bye.
I say a little prayer for you.
Forever and ever. We'll get flagged for that.
You are creme brulee. You can never be Jell-O.
I don't want to be Jell-O.
You'll always be there in his mind, this perfect creature that he loved for all those years.
Well, perfection can get wearing after a while.
I'm not kidding. I had to face up to all of my competitive drives, and believe me, I've got them.
No.
And after all, what am I going to be jealous of you for the rest of my life? Our paths will keep on crossing.
Of course.
He'll always talk about you.
It's only natural.
And the answer was so simple.
I was going to predict that.
You win.
I've missed a step.
He's got you on a pedestal. And me in his arms.